Hi, everyone. This is Christine Josti from Mail Something Pretty, and I just wanted to go on live here today to show you. I get a lot of questions about which adhesive to use for which projects, and I'm just noticing I'm going to move this. I just brought my light in, and it's really glary, but I guess that's how it's going to be. So I have a bunch of adhesives here that I want to go through to show you which kind of project to use for which one. All of the adhesives I'm using are Stampin' Up. I really only use Stampin' Up projects, and that's the catalog. And the adhesives are on page 183. They're right here, with the exception of one that is still available but not in that catalog. So the basics we use it's called Snail. It's like a double-sided tape runner. And this is probably the one I use the most. It has a little door here, and I tell my classes put the door to the floor and then run it that way. And that's one way to remember how to use it. And then there's refills for the Snail. So I'll just show you really quickly. There's two little buttons on the top and the bottom that you push at the same time, and it comes apart. So they sell, the regular adhesive and then the refills. And so when you take it apart, when this is empty, you would throw that away, and then you're left with the case. And so then you would take the new one out, which would look just like that, and it just snaps right back in. Just like that. And then you just open the door, and then you use it. Like I said, use that mostly on cards, and, pretty much I make a lot of cards. So that's what I use the most of. The next adhesive I use a lot of are the Stampin' Dimensionals. They have both the regular size and the mini size. And these are the ones you can kind of see. They're hexagon shaped, both sizes. And some people call them pop-ups, but Stampin' Up calls them dimensionals. And they just come off, and then there's a little piece that peels off. And then put it that way. And it just gives, let me see, like a little height. So, it pops up or gives dimension to your card. So let's see, I'm trying to make it so, the vases are popped up and the words are popped up. So it just gives a little bit of elevation. So those are two that probably use the most. The next one is these mini glue dots. And this is a new one. So I have one that's open. And they have, let's see, people do them different ways. I kind of keep it close to the edge. So you probably won't see it, but there's like a little glue dot here, little glue dot. Actually, I can show you. I actually like to use, I find it easier. You can stick your little pieces. Again, they're little on here. They're probably about a quarter an inch. And then you peel them off to stick them on the project. I find that's the easiest way than taking the dot off and putting it on your project. And then I would just rip it. I know some people kind of like fold them, so it's preference, but the mini glue dots are great as well, especially for like sequins or little pieces. Just looking on my table here. The next piece is tear and tape. That's a new one, and this is one I've used. You can use that. It's a double-sided tape. You can use it kind of like the Snail on projects, but it's stronger. And so they're really good for boxes. So, it's sturdy. The Snail sometimes would just come apart, especially, or if you use it on a project or a card that is interactive and opens up a lot, you want to use a stronger tape. So this tear and tape, just trying to find the edge here. You just take it off, and I have some scrap paper here. And it actually just tears, and you would put it down on your project and then just peel off this piece, and then you would just, stick your other piece, and it's pretty strong. You can kind of see that it's pretty strong. So tear and tape is a great thing, especially when you do, if a card that uses the embossing and has a lot of bumps to it, I like to use the tear and tape because it's much stronger than the Snail, because sometimes with the bumps, it doesn't always adhere so good. Okay, I think I have two left. This is the one that's not in that main catalog. It was out in the holiday catalog, but it is available online. I just looked, and you can order any of these right from my website, mailsomethingpretty.com, and you just click shop, and there's actually on the shopping page, there's a whole list of products, and one of them is adhesives, and it brings you to all of them. And this is called, I didn't tell you, the Shimmery Crystal Effects. And you can use it as a glue. It's actually quite strong. I've used it to make magnets. Like I can't quite reach them. The glass in the magnet, and it's a pretty strong glue, but you can also use it topically. So if you were making like a snowman and you wanted to go over it, it would give like a little clear dimension, shiny. So that's kind of a cool thing. Actually, there's two more. I have two other types of glue. So this first glue, actually, I'll show you a nice one because this one's been used and it's dirty. The multi-purpose liquid glue is a white glue. It's really strong. I like to use it a lot. So it has a regular tip. But what a lot of people don't know, I can't tell you how many people that buy it and I show, did you know? Like, no. If you take this part off, it becomes like a glue stick. So what I like to do is, especially like when I'm making a lot of Christmas cards, I'll use glue to put all my cards together instead of the snail. I found out that I go through quite a lot of snail, but you don't go through as much glue. So this is a really, really great white glue. And the last one is the fine tip glue. And it's fine tip because, you can see, it has a super fine tip. And this glue is really good for like tiny little words. So that's good. And another little tip is to use, and this is on the same page as the adhesives in the catalog and online. It's just a silicone mat. You can use it for a few different ways, but if you put your piece here and you could glue it, and if you get any glue on the mat, it's better here because you can just, after it dries, you just peel it off and on your table. But also what I like to do is I squeeze the white glue, and I actually squeeze a little dollop on here. And then if I didn't have the fine tip glue, I could use a toothpick, pick up a little white glue, and then put it on my projects. You can also take a sponge and blot it in that white glue, and then you can blot it on your project. So this mat is a really great thing. And then the glue dries, and then you just peel it off, and then you're good to go. The one tip with the fine tip glue is it has this little metal piece. So you just have to make sure after you use it, can't see without my glasses, you put the fine tip in here, and because it will dry in the funnel or tube, the glue will dry and then it won't squeeze out. So it's important to put the cover back on this glue. So I think that was all my glues and adhesives that I wanted to show you. But I do get a question a lot of which adhesive should I use? And so I thought I would just hop on and tell you. So again, you can find all these adhesives. They're all in this page of the catalog, which is 183. They're online, mailsomethingpretty.com. Just click that shop or send me an email and I'm happy to help you. So thanks for watching. I'm Christine from mailsomethingpretty.com. Bye-bye.